Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel where I help you build an impactful online business. In today's video, we are actually doing a free Etsy critique. This is one of the many free critiques I do every single month. So you might be an actual winner today. So make sure that you watch this video all the way to the end to see if you are the lucky winner. Now, if this is your first time visiting my YouTube channel, consider subscribing today. I do upload weekly videos to help you build an impactful Etsy business. And don't forget to grab this free Etsy SEO guide that will help you get started the right way by optimizing your store and listings for SEO. You will find the link right below the video. So let's head over to my computer to see who is today's lucky Etsy critique winner. All right, so here we are, and today's lucky winner is the store called Coco Cherie France. And the lucky winner is Coco Cherie. So thank you for applying for the critique. Guys, everything that I'm about to talk about on this critique could be applicable for any Etsy store. So make sure that you take notes. And also, if you have feedback for Coco Cherie, maybe you sell jewelry as well, make sure that you leave a comment below. I'm trying to create a sense of community where we all come together and we help everyone out. So make sure that you leave valuable feedback right below. So let's go ahead and get started on this quick critique. So what I normally do on a critique, I take a particular listing and I talk about product presentation, which is your photos. I talk about the title, the listing description, on-page SEO factors, off-page SEO factors. I talk about the tags, the curation of the store, and a couple other things that you should change or are doing well. So the listing that I picked today to do a quick audit on is this one right here. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is product photography. You guys probably know this already. Product photography is everything when you sell on an e-commerce platform, whether it's Etsy, whether it's a different platform like Shopify, or whether you have your own website. It doesn't matter. Product photography will either get you a click or no clicks. So always keep in mind, a bad photo could prevent you from getting a sale, even if you have an amazing product. So you want to make sure that your photos are all amazing, especially because when you sell on Etsy, your photo is placed in between your competition. So you want to make sure that your photo stands out in the feed, and you want to make sure that people are clicking on yours and not on the person right next to you, which is your competitor. So I think that you did a really great job for having all these pictures. I mean, you actually filled up all 10 slots. And a lot of people just put one or two and they call it a day. So I think you did a really great job. And I also love the marketing at the end. You have the little bag where people will get it. For branding purposes, this is great because you do have your logo in it. So when people have it at their home, they won't forget your brand. In addition to that, because of the pandemic, a lot of people are buying gifts for other people. So just the fact that they'll be able to see, oh, okay, this is how it comes packaged, they might just be more prone from buying from you. So I think you did a really great job with the branding photo. Now, with the photos, I do think that they're all starting to look very similar, except these here. So what I would do is I will have different styles of photos, like maybe having somebody wear the actual necklace. That would be my suggestion as your main photo. I feel personally, I don't know about you guys, please leave a comment below. I personally feel like when I see jewelry put on someone, whether it's on their ear or maybe it's a necklace, and I actually see it on the actual person, those type of photos resonate a little bit more with me for some reason than when they're just like this. It doesn't mean that this is not a beautiful image. I just feel like you could elevate it to the next level, and I feel like when you sell jewelry, it just looks so much better when it's on someone, because visually, you don't have to take a picture of the person's face, but just the neckline. Visually, I want to see how it looks on someone. That way I could picture it on myself. So that's probably why I always, when I'm buying jewelry online, I always tend to click to learn more and eventually buy from pictures that have people actually wearing the item. So that would be one of my suggestions. You know, I do like the fact by itself, the picture, make sure that it's not getting cut off like it is here, maybe making sure that's more center and taking more, taking less of this right here. There's a shadow. Just making sure that your photos are the best possible photo they can be. And these are pretty clear with the exception of some are hard to see. Like right here, it's a little blurry. Right here is more focused. This one appears a little blurry, can barely see the shades. So just being careful with that. I think this one is really good. So making sure that when you upload your photo, is this the best possible photo I'm uploading? Something like this is getting cut off. You got more of the white down here. So making sure your photos are cropped in a complimentary way, making sure that it showcases the whole jewelry, the whole necklace correctly, making sure that it's not out of focus. It's not blurry like this. So just little things like that. I think you did a good job with showing the size. I think that's important. This actually helps me a lot when if I'm interested in buying, because now I can see, oh, okay, it's very, very small, because it's almost like a size of a penny or a little bit smaller than a penny. So I think this actually does help. And like I said, this is a great photo here. What I would suggest in addition to having photos is one, having a photo of somebody wearing it. Two, eliminating some of these and making different styles of photos. And then also having a photo with your email list. I didn't see in your listing, nor in your store, nor in your About Me section that you're actually collecting an email list. It's really, really important. You have your Instagram, which is great, but email list is more important than your Instagram. The reason why I say that is because once you have the person's email, then later you could cross promote your other platforms. So you could say, hey, by the way, we are on Instagram, or we are on Facebook, or we are on Pinterest. Give us a follow there. And then you cross promote and grow your other channels. But in the beginning, it's more important to retain that email, because once you have that email, there's so much more you could do with it. You could do anytime that you have any new products or any new services, you could directly promote your email list. In addition to that, you could run Facebook ads and tell Facebook, hey, here is my email list. I want to target these individuals. You could create lookalike audiences, which is create more people very similar to your email list. In case you tap out on the email list you currently have, it's going to help you get continuous sales. It's going to help you grow your brand, and it's going to help you cross promote. And these are some of the main reasons why email marketing is so powerful. Amongst the list goes on and on and on. So having an email list is very, very crucial. If you don't have one now, I do recommend the company I work for, or not work for, but the company I'm an affiliate for. They are pretty amazing. Customer service is superb. If you ever have questions, you get stuck, you don't know how to create a landing page, or you don't know how to get started, they actually do demos for you. You can actually speak to someone over the phone. You don't have to worry about all of the time being on chat or email. So I would leave the link right below this video. Anyone listening looking for an email provider, I highly recommend them. I'll leave the link right below the video. So that would be my suggestions for your photo. The second thing I want to talk about is your title. I think you did a decent job with it. You have dainty sapphire necklace, 14 gold, filled genuine sapphire necklace, September birthstone. It doesn't, Etsy doesn't want us to do keyword stuffing. I'm guilty of it as well. And the reason why Etsy doesn't want us doing that no more is because when people are reading it, potential buyers, they get confused, or it might turn them off. So if you have dainty sapphire necklace, and then you have gold necklace, and then you have another word, genuine sapphire necklace, and you have another word, necklace for September, and you keep saying it like that, people don't really understand that the reason why we have so many keywords in there in the title, and it's not like a title, is basically we're just putting a whole bunch of keywords, is because we're trying to optimize for SEO. So I think you did a good job on your title, because it still feels a little bit stuffed, but it doesn't feel overstuffed like some of my listings that I'm fixing right now. It's not like every word is a keyword. Like you actually try to make it into an actual sentence, and that's actually pretty good. So I give you props for doing that. I know it could be very, very hard, especially like for me, I'm not someone that loves to write. So having to come up with a clever title while also optimizing it for SEO can be quite challenging sometimes. So I think you did a really great job. Now, if this is your main keyword, dainty sapphire necklace, you want to make sure that main keyword is also in your tags. And if your keyword is over 20 megabyte or 20 characters, then what you could do is do two keywords. So you could say, for instance, dainty sapphire, and then another keyword as necklace by itself. But when I look at your title or your tags, you don't have the necklace by itself. You do have dainty sapphire. So what I would recommend is always to make sure that whatever keyword you put in the beginning of your title, that holds the most weight for SEO. And that's just an SEO rule that Etsy has, and just in general, SEO basically rule. So you want to make sure that if this is your main keyword, you want to match it also in your tags exactly the same way you wrote it. And then you also want it in your first 155 characters, which is considered your meta description. And your meta description is an off-page snippet that's shown to people that find you in Google and other large search engines. So right now, you did do that. You have it here, and then you have it here. You just don't have it in your tags, which is the only place that you didn't optimize it for SEO. And this is what people see on Google right now. When they find you on Google, it says dainty sapphire necklace on fine gash, and you put the same thing that you have put up here, which is fine. But you see how it gets cut off? This is a dark blue, and then it gets cut off. You want to make sure that your meta description, one, includes your main keyword. It has a description of whatever you're selling, and then it has a call to action, like click to learn more, or click to grab yours today, or click to buy now, or click to shop now. The reason why is because when people find you on Google, you want to tell that person what type of action you want them to take next. So you might want them to say click to learn more, because you want them to click on the listing and head over to your Etsy store, engage with your brand, and hopefully that customer would turn into an actual sale. So you want to make sure that you use call to actions anywhere that you promote your business, whether it's through your Etsy listing, whether it's on Instagram, click the link in bio to shop now. Whether you have a YouTube channel like me, I always ask, don't forget to join today, or don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There's a reason why, right? There's a reason why you have to ask people, because sometimes people forget, or they don't even think about it at that given moment to click. So that would be my suggestion, making your meta description a little bit more enticing. Because by having an enticing meta description, it increases the likelihood of someone clicking. Your meta description or the Google snippet doesn't show a picture of your product. It's just text. So you really have to impress the person by writing a really great, compelling meta description in order to get them to click to learn more about your product and service. So it's really, really important that you focus on doing so. But great start so far. I'm looking at your listing description, and one thing that I'm noticing is that you're not optimizing it for SEO, meaning you're not using your tags in your description area, and you're supposed to. This is something that Etsy talks about, is just an SEO on-page factor that will help you rank higher in the search results. When people type in these specific keywords, your listing will rank higher, because the Etsy algorithm, how it works, it will take notice that you have these tags, and you will rank a little bit higher in the search results, therefore driving more traffic to your store and hopefully turning some of those visitors into actual sales. But you definitely want to optimize this for SEO. I think you did a good job explaining what they get, how you made this particular product, how you wrap everything. I think you did a good job there. It could be a little bit tweaked, and I do think that you should make it into sections so it's easier for people to read. I'll show you an example. I'm not saying you have to write it exactly how I do it, but this is just to kind of give you an example of what I'm talking about. So I have my meta description up here. I have description of what they get. I have what is included in your shop critique, and then I talk about everything that I include, how to order, what you will receive, returns and refunds. I have my name at the bottom. I have click here to view our homepage and click here to view our Etsy business planners. But you see how easy it is to read this? If somebody wanted to know about refunds, all they have to do is skim. Oh, okay, here's the refund. If they wanted to know what is included, they know to look here. Essentially, that's what you want. Yours right now, the format of it is all together. I would do like little emojis or little lines to kind of separate and break down the sentences, or this big paragraph here, break it down. But definitely great job for adding information in it. You did a pretty decent job. Many people don't even, though I've seen so many stores that have like one or two sentences and that's it. So you did a really good job. You just need to make sure that it's easy to read for the person. Make it as user-friendly as possible. And then make sure that you explain everything and anything the customer needs to know. And then at the bottom, make sure that you add your homepage and you add your name. You say, thanks for, stopping by. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You want to make it very customer service. And the reason why I recommend adding a backlink right here is because you don't want someone to click on your listing, read the listing description, and then keep going down and see your competitor and then be like, oh, this is a nice necklace. Click, and then they leave your store. You want them to click and stay in your store. So that way they engage with your other products, and hopefully whether they buy the first one that they found or they buy something else in your store, which is absolutely fine, but you want to keep them in your store, because one of the pros of selling on Etsy is that they do put your competitors down here. So in order for you to keep the people that actually stop at your store in your store engage with your products, is one of the quickest way is adding a link here. I'm not saying that it's going to work on every situation, but it will increase your click-through rate and hopefully your sales as well. So let's look at your tags really quick. I'm using eRank Pro. So if it does look a little bit different to you, I do have the paid version. So just keep that in mind. I do recommend the paid version because you guys get more features and more tools to help you grow your Etsy store. So it is worth it. It's an investment. When you have a business, you do have to spend money on certain tools to keep running your business and growing. So just look at it in that perspective, and you can write it off as well. So here are all the tags that you currently have. I think you did a good job because you are sticking with Sapphire and what your product is. What I always tell people is to do brainstorming. So sit down, think about your product, and come up with keywords, unique phrases, or long tail keywords, which are really great, that accurately describes what you sell. Because you want to stay away from keywords that are very broad. Keywords that are very broad, like gift for her, sapphire gift is another one. These type of keywords have high search volume. They have more competition, which makes it a lot harder for you to rank for. In addition to that, lower conversion rates. So you want to do long tail keywords, which is 2 words or more, that accurately describes what you sell. And those have less search volume, less competition, but they have high conversion rates, because those keywords, usually when somebody types in a very specific keyword, is because they're searching with an intent to buy. So they have a higher probability of buying from you versus when you use a keyword that is, very broad, like gift for her. That could be anyone and everyone. So when you use those type of keywords, now you're showing your products to anyone and everyone, and therefore that hurts your conversion rate, because not everyone is your customer. You want to make sure that you target people that will be interested in buying this beautiful necklace. So a lot of these I would remove, like 50th birthday gift for her, a little bit too broad in my opinion based on what you sell. And sapphire birthstone, I could see why, but it would be better if you had like sapphire necklace birthstone. That's very, very specific. That's what I mean by being specific. But what you would do essentially is just sit down, do a keyword research on each word that you wrote down. And then what I normally use and recommend is keyword tool right here, keyword tool. You will go in there, you will put in each keyword, and it's going to show you the average search volume for that keyword, the average click-through rate. It's going to show you the competition. And the number that I normally like to stick with, and this is just something that has worked for me, you could, use it or not use it. It's up to you. You will have to just test out your own stats. Is I like to use an average search volume of at least 500 and up with a competition of 30,000 or less. When I use those type of searches for my average search volume and competition, I do tend to rank better organically. In addition to that, in the future, if I was to run any type of ads on Etsy, my cost per click won't be as high because I'm using tags that are not too competitive. So just keep that in mind. That will be the best way to find. And if for some reason you get stuck and you can't find tags that have some sort of monthly search volume because of the pandemic, things are not as accurate as they were last year. If you get stuck and that's all you're finding, keywords that don't have any search volume, what I will focus on is using tags that the competition is 30,000 or less, even if the search volume is under 500 or less than 500. So if you use those tags, make sure that you make an educated guess and only use tags that accurately describe what you're selling, and then just revisit your SEO in 90 days, because in 90 days things could change, especially because the holidays are just around the corner. And then you could reevaluate your tags and see, okay, this tag has grown, I see momentum now on it, or it has not. Let me see if I find something else. And that will be the best way to kind of handle SEO, the pandemic, things that people would search prior before that maybe now they're not searching as much. I have had to do this for my wedding store. A lot of my tags have been affected, and this is kind of like the strategy that I'm taking in place right now that actually works. It makes more logic sense than just picking any tag just to put any tag, because ultimately it's going to hurt your conversion rate, and you don't want to be, promoting your products to people that are really not interested. You're better off promoting it to people that are really interested. Even if you use a long tail keyword and your views drop, keep in mind that those keywords have a higher conversion rate. So ultimately that's the goal, is to get more sales. Who cares if you get 300,000 views a month, but you're getting only one sale a month? You see what I'm saying? So it's just better to have quality people come through than just everyone and anyone and no one's buying from you, because ultimately the algorithm is going to be like, well, this listing is not doing that great. Let's go ahead and bury it in the search results, and you don't want that. So definitely work on your tags. And then what I would do is, once you have your new tags, the main tag that has the highest monthly search volume with the least competition will be your focus keyword that you will use for your title, because that also becomes your page name. So that's the reason why you want to keep that one as your main one. And then you will use it also in your meta description. And then in your listing description, you will add the additional tags to optimize your listing. Let me look at your category really quick. It's up here. So category, you did really great. You got beaded necklace, and that's what you're selling. So there, I don't think there's anything I have to talk about. What I would say also is, what makes your store different from everyone else, right? You've been on Etsy since 2013, which is really great. And you had this business going on for a long time. Now you really have to be very critical to yourself and say, okay, what am I not doing? What do I need to do to maybe possibly elevate my business and make it better? One thing that I recommend is having a logo. You don't have one right now, because a logo is for branding purposes. People start seeing it all over the place. They start remembering you as a brand. And then eventually you could charge even premium prices. Something like this beautiful dainty sapphire necklace that you charge for $35. You could charge $75 and people will buy it, because they're buying more because they're paying for the brand, not necessarily for the necklace, even though it is beautiful. So keep that in mind. I don't see that you have a logo. I don't see you have a banner. I do think a banner is important. It's going to separate you. There's so many stores selling jewelry on Etsy. So many people selling very similar items to yourself. So when you have, guys, a store that you sell similar products, you have to do things different than everyone else, because you're never going to separate yourself, especially now. Now, because of the pandemic, Etsy is about to blow up even more. More people are starting to realize that they don't want to have a regular job. They want to have their own job. They want to have their own, they want to be their own boss. They want to have their own business. And a lot of people are figuring out that Etsy is a great platform to sell handmade items. So you're going to get tons of new competition. So how do you separate yourself from everyone else that is doing the same thing? And one of those things is, SEO, because that does drive you organic traffic from Etsy, but that's not enough. You have to build a brand, a memorable brand, a brand that people are remembering. So having a logo, having a banner is going to help you. I think you did a great job with your photo. It was very warm. If I saw this photo and I was shopping, is really great. So that section you got good. Here I will add a logo. Make sure you add a banner. I think you did a really good job with having an update that you did a month ago. I would do updates on a regular basis. If this is your main store and you want to amp it up, the reason why is because every time you do an update in your store, every single person that favorite your store, so right now you have 93 people. Every single person that favored your store would get a notification that you have a new update in your store. That's free remarketing. So having an update maybe twice a month of products that you sell, stuff like this, is a great way to kind of get that traction of sending notifications to people. And just even asking people, in your photos, in your listing, hey, don't forget to favor our store, and bringing this number up more. I do that a lot in my store. And this is not my main store. This is just a store that I created for tutorials, for videos. And I have 1,100 people. And sometimes when I feel like, okay, I don't have sales, I actually do a lot of updates. But my updates are a little bit different than these. These I don't do as much on this particular store. I actually do for my wedding a lot of updates, but on this one I don't. I do more of, I ask people to favor my listing. And when people favor the listing, whenever I change prices on my listings, they also get a notification, which is really great. So you could use those two marketing strategies, asking people to favor your listing or asking people to favor your store. That way, when you do run any sales or you have an update, everyone gets a notification. So great job for having at least one update done. And then great job for having an About Me story. Many people don't have one. I think you did a really good job of having yourself creating the jewelry. So great job there. And I think you did a great job of sharing your story. I will break this down into, so it could be easier to read, like maybe have a space. Keep in mind, the links that you put in here in your About Me story are clickable. So you could actually put the links down here to your Instagram website, to your other platforms that you have, your email list. But the ones that you add inside your bio, they're clickable. It's the only place that there's a clickable link besides down here. So I do recommend having those links there as well. Maybe having one or two, don't add like 30, but having like maybe your email list, which is one of the most important ones. And great job for having your Instagram down there. I think overall, you're doing good. I think that now is as a matter of just thinking, okay, I have been at this for a very long time. Now it's time to take it to the next level. Let me make sure I'm targeting the right people with my tags. Let me make sure that I'm using keywords that are profitable, that people are going to find me and convert, not just show my listings to anyone. Making sure that you take your store a little bit to the next level by adding a logo, by buying a banner. You could create the logo, you could buy it from someone. It doesn't matter as long as you get it up. Doing these little things will definitely help you elevate your business to the next level. And then using outside of Etsy, social media, a website for your products and services. That's another SEO factor, creating inbound links that point back to your Etsy store. And also email marketing is so important. But these are my tips for you today, Coco. Thank you so much for applying for a chance to win. And guys, if you learn anything new, if you enjoyed this video, let me know. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment below if you have any questions. And also don't forget to give Coco some suggestions as well. Thank you everyone for watching.